We're going to take a moment here to play some musical chairs in the studio as we get our next guest set up. And joining me now is Matt Chipman. He's the editor-in-chief of the Green Baron Report. Matt, always good to see you.
Glad to be here again, Don.
Well, Matt, it's been, we haven't had you on the program here in a few weeks, but it's been an interesting ride in the stock markets in 2014. We've seen so many highs get hit, and then everybody keeps saying to us, gee, this means every time we hit a new high, I hear the financial news mongers saying, this is the end of it now. Here comes the bear market.
Well, for a long time there, we were concerned about a lot of the government action that was going on, the debt load that the government has taken on. But some things have fallen into place. I mean, we've always thought that the larger cap stocks were going to continue this move because interest rates have remained low. These companies are lean and mean, and they're taking advantage, and now they're making a lot of money. This is now finally what we hoped would happen. Some of that money would trickle down into the small cap arena and the micro cap arena, and we've seen that money, and we've also seen some great profits, and profitable opportunities really come together. And so some of the small cap stocks are now, people are making money in that area again.
Well, one company that you and I are both looking at, Paradigm Oil and Gas Incorporated, stock symbols PDGO. Tell us about your impression.
Well, I took a look at this company, about 3 weeks ago, and I looked up and down at what the company was doing, what they held, and I couldn't believe that the market cap on this company was only a little over $1 million. I said, there's got to be some issue here. What is going on? Because I see comparables of other oil companies that have one lease, potential for one well, and the stocks are trading 50 times that level. So I got in touch with the CEO, and we discussed where they are and what they're doing, and he has taken aggressive and action to kind of fix the old problems that were occurring with the company and what had been done, and really getting the company in shape and restructuring it for success. And I think they're well on their way. And
of course, we're talking about Vince Baillargeon. We had him on the program a couple of weeks ago. He was talking about the company turnaround. He happens to be joining us on the phone now. Vince Baillargeon, he's the CEO of Paradigm Oil and Gas, PDGO. Vince, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me, John and Matt.
Well, now, Vince, tell us again about how things have really changed under your tutelage as CEO.
Well, when I took this job in the company, it really was a damaged public company. And, it was really a major project. But, I went through it. It had no revenue for several years. It had a lot of assets, and I couldn't understand, like Matt had said, why it was so low. And I realized all they did was the old oil producer found a way to dilute the stock and sell it and sell assets and not work. And they became lazy, and a couple of bankers that were in there decided to get rid of them, and they asked me to come along, and I got involved, and I've taken it a long way.
Well, now the business model of the company essentially is going in and finding wells that had produced in the past, had been shut down or capped, as they say, and you're reopening those wells and finding production, correct?
Yes, I am. I want to take the low-risk, high-reward approach.
Well, Matt, as you said, you've studied this company in great detail. What are some of the things that you like the best about it?
Well, just for starters, they got involved with a lease called the Perry lease. It's actually land that's related to Rick Perry, the governor of Texas, and they've gotten those wells up to producing, and it's just happened recently where they got them working again. Just the other day, they announced that these wells are now in production, in full production, and producing revenue, and they're actually now licensed to go ahead and get those trucks filled up, ship the oil, and book revenue. So that was one reason, because just those wells alone, I think, are going to create enough revenue to this year on these wells on this land alone to make it worth more than the market cap of the entire company. So they have another well over 200 wells to go after.
Wow. Once again, Paradigm Oil and Gas, PDGO is the stock symbol. Vince calling us from Tampa, Florida. Matt here in the studio. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.